Hey everyone, here we go. Hello, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Hey Kathy, how are you? Welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. Astrology is a passion of mine. There are lots of things and tools in my basket. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a couple of aspects that are going on. Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde. Hey, Tammy. And the aspects that it's making to Saturn. And I'll explain all that to you guys. And then if we have time, I'll touch on it a little bit. But we have a new moon in Sagittarius. So I hope everyone's doing well. How are you guys doing? Um, I want to say like two things. I hope you guys are doing well. I have had a busy day. Um, oh, Kathy, Wendy told me to give you hugs and kisses. There you go. Good. House all decorated thanks to Joey. Yay. Yeah, we decorated, Deborah decorated today. So, we got we got to do that. We had to run to the store real quick and get a couple of things for the Thanksgiving dinner. This is my daughter's first time that she's gonna make the turkey with me. I mean, she made it with me when she was little. Yeah, and even when she was a young teen, but this is the first time as an adult that she wants me to watch her. So we're gonna do that. I think I don't even know how many turkeys I've made over the years. Uh, so I'm excited about that. She's downstairs baking right now. She's baking, I think she baked pecan pie. Yeah, and then tomorrow she's baking the pumpkin pie, and then I think she wants to bake a buttermilk pie. So we're gonna have that. Oh, that's right, Tammy. Because Tammy's in Canada. You guys already had your basically Thanksgiving, right? So now's our turn. Ooh, I cannot believe I keep yawning when I'm doing a live. I need to stop doing that. Um, Yummy, nice. Oh yeah, so this is what we had up for Halloween, and because she did Christmas decorating, sh and I really like these wall things, I asked her if she said, "Do you want me to put them up for you?" And I said, "Yes." So like that's the potion in the back. There's potions, there's all kinds of stuff. It's cool. You hate turkey? Maybe you just haven't had a good turkey. I don't I mean, like, it's not something I go to, but I don't hate it. Yeah. I mainly eat the sides. I've always just eaten the sides. I'll try a little turkey. I mainly just eat the sides. So uh, the stuffing, the sweet potatoes, the mashed potatoes, the Brussels sprouts. I know a lot of people don't have that, but Brussels sprouts. What else do we have? Uh, the cranberry sauce. We make homemade cranberry sauce. I'm trying to think of what else. We usually have is it crudité? Crudité. I can, it's Mercury retrograde. Crudité. 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 So we usually have like pickles and olives and cheese and stuff like that. What about you, Kathy? Did you guys start already? Or are you going to start on that day? Because I know Joey decorated everything. Oh my God. I need to quit yawning. I haven't yawned once and then I get on here and start yawning. Hey, Polly, how are you? You getting ready for Thanksgiving? Now, listen, what I'm about to talk about, I don't want y'all to be like, oh crap. Like, I don't want y'all to be afraid. Y'all aren't afraid, but I don't want you to be like, I don't want you to give up so easy when I tell you what I got to tell you. And what I mean by that is you'll be like, whatever, I can't, I don't want to, or I don't feel like it. You may be like that, not everybody, but I want you to know there's a genius in you. There's brilliance in you. And so having turkey day at Tina's in-laws. Oh, okay. Do you have to make anything? Do you have to bring anything? Like, I'm just thinking, growing up, so I come from a family of really, really, really good cooks, chefs, cooks. Um, and people love my cooking, but every time people taste my cooking, I'm like, I am nothing compared to my family. My family cooks the best. The whole like the whole family, men and women. So turkey, like Thanksgiving, if we had to bring something, I'm not cooking with them. Like those are professionals. I'm like, I'll bring the sodas, deviled eggs. Yes, how about deviled eggs. Oh brother, are we ever working on Thanksgiving? Yeah, I was just saying my daughter's downstairs baking pies. Deviled eggs are good. Yeah, that's not too much work. The deviled eggs, Kathy. So you good deal. And do y'all like to eat like early, like at noon, or are y'all that y'all like to eat in the evening? Because I always thought that was interesting that people ate in the evening. I'll take the pumpkin pie, right? Yeah, my daughter's a great baker. Speaking of Kathy, she's about to like start practicing on the cookies, and so we'll be sending you and Wendy some pumpkin cheesecake. Two ish. Okay. Yeah, so growing up, I don't know, I just think maybe it's because the way my family did it. It's like you want to eat by one or two so that you can watch the game, take your naps, and then eat dinner, right? So I always thought it was interesting when people had ate theirs at dinner time. Mm, yeah, we'll probably have ours at lunch, dinner, supper, right? So. Yeah, I was just thinking that pumpkin pie that my daughter's making. Um, I got the heavy whipping cream, but the one that's in the aerosol thing, the air thing. We eat in the evening. We have snacks during the day, all kinds of goodness. Yeah, all kinds of goodies. Yeah, we usually have that as well. Like I don't know, we're just used to eating it. I'm just used to eating it, anywhere between 12 and 2. Like past 2, it's getting too late because I should have already eaten, sat down, chilled out, take a snooze, and then, I mean, I never took a snooze, but everybody was snoozing, right? Taking a nap. Usually, what we used to do back in the day is start circling the newspaper for like our parents. I know this is crazy. Start circulating the newspaper for all of the like Christmas gifts you want and the thing for Black Friday. Like that's what you do during that time where everybody's asleep. At least that's what we did. Circled it. That dates me. Circling the newspaper, looking at what's Black Friday, where to go first, where to go second, where like having a game plan. So yeah, it's crazy. We have snacks too, but we still eat early. Catalog shopping, yeah. Yeah. No, we like I'm just thinking so I come from a huge family. So you're talking at Thanksgiving probably 200 people. Yeah, maybe even more. Yeah. Like that was on a light day too. And then once I grew up in the military, we'd always have I would always cook. My husband and I, my late husband and I would always cook for everyone that wasn't able to go home and didn't have a place to go. We would always cook Thanksgiving dinner and invite everyone over. So that was for many, many years we did that. I usually make homemade cinnamon rolls for breakfast. Ooh. I'm not a cinnamon roll, but I am a like what is it called? The pecan one that's like a cinnamon roll, but not a lot of cinnamon. But I love it's weird. I love the smell of cinnamon rolls. Like I love the smell of them. I just don't eat too much cinnamon. I will if I have to. Like it's good for an antibiotic, as an antibiotic. Yeah. It's good as an antiviral, antibacterial, like that, if you know what I mean. So, thank you so much for joining me. For those of you that just came in, welcome, welcome. My name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I have lots of tools in my basket. Astrology is my passion. I love it. I mean, I just love to be able to show you guys what's going on. And then I love it because I have that scientific background, that physics background, that I'm just like A and B and C and Z will all equal that. Like I love to put that stuff together. I find it exciting. I know I'm a nerd that way, but I do. That just reminds me. I remember being like, I don't know, 10, 9, and if I could get a hold of like the fine print of something, I loved looking at the fine print. I know that sounds weird, but that's just kind of how my mind works. Yeah, so it's really weird because it's in Sagittarius, but I'm about to show you guys what's going on. And it's a little strange one, but I know we're tired. I know we've been tired. So here's what I'm gathering because of the tiredness, because this is the only thing that I can get from it. So if you look what's going on here though, right? But if you look, we have Neptune retrograde, Chiron retrograde, Uranus retrograde, and Jupiter retrograde, right? And so we're about to have Mercury retrograde because it's either the 25th or the 26th, depending. Like it's today, basically, when Mercury goes retrograde. So um, we have one, two, three, four, five. And then in December, we're about to have six because uh, Jupiter, Mars is about to go retrograde. So we're going to have 6 planets retrograde, right? And this is the reason I'm saying y'all don't give up, because you're going to want to give up, because you're going to be like, whatever. I'm too tired. I don't want to deal with it, right? But you know how when you're really tired and then you have a genius moment? I think that's what's going to happen. Like for a lot of you, for a lot of us, right? So, um let me go ahead and get started. So today, for some people, is today, for some people, is tomorrow. Mercury retrograde, right? So Mercury is right here in Sagittarius, right? Well, it's in what we call detriment in Sagittarius, which means he don't like being there. He does not like being a Sagittarius. He cannot fully express himself in Sagittarius, right? So let me take this step by step by step, okay? Because I'm put it all together in a little bit, so bear with me. So Mercury is going retrograde at 22 degrees, okay? Now, he is going to go all the way back till December 15th. He is going to go all the way back to 6 degrees, okay? So, especially those of you that are ascending, Saggy Sun, Saggy Moon, right? But it applies to everybody because I hope everybody understands now that you have every sign in your chart. Like you have every sign within you, okay? It's just aspects of you, it's part of you, right? So, what I want you guys to do, so, right, I remember, well, I know Kathy is Sag ascending, but we have a lot of Sag ascendings here. Scorpio, we have a lot of them, but, and we have a lot of Geminis, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So, Mercury goes retrograde today or tomorrow for some people, or tonight or later, but it's in the next 24 hours. And he's going to go all the way back. So he's going to retrograde back all the way to 6 degrees. So if you have any planets and then you set the ascendings, it's going to affect you. Like mostly. It's going to affect everybody, but it's going to affect you mostly. If you have any planets here, okay? Now, I can't go over each planet because it acts differently with the aspects that I'm about to say, and that gets really, really detailed. Like, it's going to act way differently if it's got the sun. If you've got the sun in there, then it's going to act if you've got Pluto in there, then it's going to act if you've got Jupiter or Uranus, and like it's going to be very different, or Venus, especially if you have personal planets. So, you guys know everything before Saturn is a personal planet, right? Sun, moon, Venus, Mars, right? Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, right? Those are the personal planets. So if you have any of those, you're going to like feel it probably one of the most, but you're not the only ones, okay? So I'd like for you guys to check your charts, and if you have anything in the 6 degree, that reminds me, Kathy, I need to send you your chart. So if you have anything here, you're going to be affected. Okay. Everybody's gonna be affected, but you guys really mainly. Okay. If you want to come see me for that, you're welcome to. We can go over this. And Kathy, I'll go over this with you too. And Wendy. So here's the thing. It's going to be retrograde until December 16th, right? And where he goes direct at 6 degrees, right? Well, Mercury doesn't like to be in Sag, right? The ruler of Mercury is Gemini, and Sag and Gemini are sister signs. They're opposite of each other, right? So the ruler of Gemini is in Sagittarius. Well, if you look over here, the ruler of Jupiter is Sagittarius, right? So it's like they have the opposite signs, opposite planets in the opposite signs, right? Now, Jupiter doesn't like, just like Mercury doesn't like being or doesn't do its most in Sagittarius, Jupiter doesn't do its most in Gemini either, right? That's what we call detriment. So, but what they call this is like it nullifies it. So like it's even. It's not like one's going to be working harder than the other. It's like they're kind of even powered, right? So, and they're aspecting, they're opposing each other, right? So, um Sag and Mercury, I mean Mercury and Sag and Jupiter and Gemini, right? So they're opposing. You see this line right here, they're opposing, okay? Now, what happens is there's a T square because Mercury is squared Saturn in Pisces right here, and Jupiter is squared Saturn in Pisces. Okay. So that's what we call T square, right? So this T square is really, really important because when you have a T square, it's not just about what's going on here, it's actually what's going on here. It's actually the apex, the point. That you need to like work on to get through. Anytime that you have a T square, that is a signal, and this is kind of going to be harsh, but it's the only way I know to say it. It's a signal to tell you whatever's going on, no one's coming to help. Okay? Which means that's the, like, I hate saying it that way because the way that I think of it is there is a genius uh moment in you that needs to happen to make this go forward. Does that make sense? Like that's the way I like to think of it. I don't like to think of it as you're going to be all alone and you're going to, but that's how you're going to feel. You're going to feel like confused. You're going to feel a little bit of chaos. You're going to feel restless, like this has to get done, but you don't know how to get done and you need some help and nobody's coming, right? So, but this is how genius happens. This is how epiphanies happen. This is how what we have within us, because it's not for somebody to come help you to grow. It's what you want to do to grow. Does that all that make sense? So, if you are, and I'm working with whole signs when I'm talking to everybody on here, if you are a Sagittarius ascending, right? Or even a Gemini ascending, right? Because if it's opposite, this is what you need to be working on. You're going to be confused over here. You're going to be restless here, but this is what you're trying to have a breakthrough in. Does that make sense? Because this is pointing here. So I did my Saturn, Pisces and Saturn to help you understand what you're going through, what Saturn's trying to teach us. So all of those things, right? Now, if you're a Sag ascending, it's down in your fourth house. If you're a Gemini ascending, it's down in your fourth house, right? So there is, and what's your fourth house? Your fourth house is you. Your most private part of you that you don't really show to the world, right? But there is something in there in your having to do with your roots, having to do with how you really feel, what you really believe. Saturn in Pisces. Remember Saturn? He's like, this looks really beautiful up here. I love this Piscean dimension wherever you have your genius in here. You have your dreams in here. You have your visions in here. You have all of this in here, but what are you bringing down? What are you going to bring in here, right? And with Mercury going retrograde, it's going to feel confused because it's already a little confused in Sagittarius, and it's going to feel really confused. And Jupiter wants to expand, but it's being restricted by the chaos and restlessness of Gemini, right? Does all that make sense to you guys? So, what I'm saying is work with that energy. Don't fight it. Don't give up. Don't. It's not somebody mirroring you so much as it's something. Now, somebody, I'm not saying somebody won't mirror you, but it has to do with how you really believe and think and want to bring forth from your most private aspect of you. Like, I believe this, and I don't think there's enough of this. Like, I'll just give you an example. I believe that everyone should have a roof over their head, right? Now, to capitalists, that may be silly, right? To other people and what they believe, that may be silly, right? But it's my core belief. This is just an example, right? And so I could be trying to, like, this could be a focus for me. Again, this is an example. This could be a focus for me where I'm like, there's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way. People have to be kinder. We have to do better as a society. I've never agreed with not everyone having food and not everyone having a roof over their head. Again, this is just an example, right? But that's like the core of me and what I believe and how I feel. Now, I could be confused, I could be scatterbrained, I could be restless, and I can't stop thinking about. And this is what's going to happen. And for me, like personally, in my chart, in my personal chart, Gemini is my fourth, my third, fourth house, and Sagittarius is my ninth, 10th house, right? And the reason I say that is because where Gemini, I mean, where Mercury is going, it's going to be ninth, a little bit of my ninth, and then into 10th. Okay, so it's going to be both houses for me. Okay, and Gemini is going to be a little bit of both houses for me, right? So this is my communication with Mercury, Jupiter expanding that. Like that for me, it's this way, right? Now, let me say this. The way out, the way to help your genius, the way to have the epiphany. That's why I want you to hang in there, okay? Now, I don't think that this, whatever this is for everyone, is going to be resolved. Now, I'm not saying you won't have the epiphany, but I don't think it's going to move forward until January. I think it's the first week of January, okay? Now, here's the other thing. Are you guys with me now so far? Because I'm about to like bump it up a little bit. I just want to make sure I'm explaining that correctly or where everybody understands. Okay? When you have, does everybody understand before I move on? I'm gonna take a drink of my coffee. Mm. Okay. Thank you, Kathy. When you have a T square, perfect. When you have a T square, okay, this is the focal point, but this helps you resolve it. So the opposite of the apex helps you resolve it. That makes sense? So I say this to say, if in your chart, you're already looking at these two, and then so you want to look where's Sag, where's Gemini, and where's Pisces for you. Okay, that's where Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury are. What you want to also do is, did I write that down? I think I wrote that down. Yeah. So what happens here is whatever planets, if you were born with any of these planets, they are going to influence. Okay. That's different than if it transits, right? So if you were born with any planets here in Virgo, okay, which actually a lot of us were, right? So a lot of the outer planets we were born, like my age. If you were at like I would say like so if you have any planets from like the ninth degree Well, I would say no. I would say like the eighth or maybe even fifth degree. Yeah, I'll do a white. So like, well, I'll say 9 to like 17 degrees. Okay. So if you have any planets here born with that, 9 to 17 degrees, right? I don't. Mine are late. Those influence what's going on. Now, on December 21st, this is all going to make sense. Hold on. Bear with me. Hold on. And y'all can come back and look at this later because it's a lot of information. Now, on December 21st, right? This is where we have Saturn here. It's still aspecting here. It's still kind of the T square, right? Still T squaring with Mercury, still T squaring with Jupiter, right? And so when a planet transits that opposite area, that makes like a grand cross, right? So that is where a resolution, the epiphany, the genius can really be activated. So I'm saying this to say you may be frustrated, you may be a little chaotic, a little restless, like I got to get something done. I don't even know what that is yet. I'm looking deep within me, or depending on what house it's at, right? So if it's in your seventh house, say Pisces was in your seventh house, right, and Saturn's there, and then Gemini, and you know this T square is this way, right? So then Virgo would be in your first house, right? So the the focus is going to be relationships, but the genius is going to be what's going on here in your identity. So there's something about relationships, right? Where here, this is about what's within you, what's inside, what do you believe, what's going on. And this has to do with belief too. It's just in the seventh house. Does that make sense to everybody? Are you still with me? Because I know I can talk fast and my brain thinks fast. And I want you guys to get this. Does all this make sense to you? I don't want to lose you. I'm just putting another aspect. I'm saying, what if Pisces was over here, right? Then that would mean the apex, the focal point would be relationships and then your identity, right? Where with it being down here, this is third and fourth, right? This is communication. This is your roots. This is what I believe. This is from my past lives, my future lives. This is what I've come to understand, and this is what I want to bring out to the world, right? Now, on December 21st, like I said, the moon is going over Virgo, right? Around this time. Okay. That means you're going to get an inspiration. You might get, and it's the moon. So it's your feeling, it's your perception, it's the way that you're going to be able to come to an understanding and a way out of this, whatever this is, belief system, this dream that you're having. It's like, I kind of see it, I'm working on it, I do blah, 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 but my part is, and da, 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 and this is what I believe, and like all that, right? This is your dreams, right? Because that's Saturn, that's what he's been working on. What are you bringing down? What are you bringing in? There's a lot of stuff up here, but what are you working on, right? And with Mercury and Jupiter, with Mercury, my grandson is like kicking the door. So with Mercury and Jupiter, it's like you can see the expansion of it, but it's a little chaotic, and you kind of have what's going to go on, but you're not really sure what's going to go on. You're trying to figure it out. And then comes the moon, and it's right at Virgo. Like that's going to make the Grand Cross, which is the missing piece to almost be able to bring it down, right? Does that make sense? So Pisces, Virgo, opposite. Furthermore, remember, these are places that we're going to have in the future, because I'm going to show you how it works. These are places that are activated, and it's going to be a strong point for us where later we have the south node and the north node coming to those areas in 2025. Okay. So when the north node comes down here and the south node comes up here, it's like that dream is a destiny and can manifest. Does that make sense to you guys? But that's going to happen in 2025. Okay. And I'll go over that later with you guys when I talk about the 2025 stuff. In fact, I'm going to do that with my membership people. We're going to look over 2025. Okay. So that this is why I'm bringing this to you guys, because this right here is starting to, it's going to be activated, it's going to be worked on, it's going to be what we're trying to bring, it's going to be our dreams. And again, it's different houses for different people, right? But just know that later the destiny points, the north node and the south node, are going to be right on top of these energies where I can see just your brilliance working out, your epiphany, your dream, your destiny coming through. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope I didn't go too fast. So for me, it's not just, hold on a second. For me, it's not just this Mercury retrograde. It's like Mercury going retrograde is just part of the story, right? Okay. Mercury going retrograde is just part of the story, right? It's like what's going on in here that you need to clear for your destiny to come through 2025, 2026 into 2027, right? Now, if you're aware and you're working on it, 2025 isn't going to be, it's going to be change, and stuff's going to come flying in, and some people who are not used to moving fast are going to have to move faster, right? And so it can be, you can get a little discombobulated. And yes, I'm not talking about the societal level, I'm talking about you personally. The best way to move, for me, my understanding for what's coming in 2025, the best way we're going to be able to move is to get right with ourselves. And we, if you have been watching me, we have been doing this since January of 2024. Some of you guys have been watching me in 2023, and so you've been with me the whole time, right? If you're watching me and you're understanding and you're learning and things are opening up to you and you're realizing your power, Pluto, right? He's still at 0 degrees. Pluto, you're stepping into your power, you're realizing your identity. We have these north node, south node that have been in my identity, and what am I willing to co-create with others, and what am I willing to be diplomatic be diplomatic about, and what am I willing to give up a little, not all, but a little, right? That's what we have been working on here, my group, anybody that watches me and has been watching me. Okay, we have been working towards, who am I have a place here. What do I want to identify as? How do I want my relationships? Where are my dreams? And am I going to have them come in? I am working hard on those, right? But I understand that I have family, I have roots, I have belief systems, I have all of that, right? That's what we've been working on this whole year. Okay. This is just going to move it into the next phase of where it comes through, right? And so far, we've been pretty good since we've been aware and we've been working on this stuff. Things have been happening. Our dreams are coming true. We've been really lucky. Things have been like progressed. We've done a lot of healing from the past. And that's what I want us to continue to do. Um, and I think we're going to be okay. Is it going to get a little scary and hairy? Sure. But that's what this group is for, and that's why we're here, so that we can all pull together. Remember, Pluto and Aquarius. We're pulling together. We don't have to do this alone. Does all that make sense to everybody? Does anybody have any questions about that? Anybody? Anybody? I know y'all are being quiet again. So let's go back to, if nobody has any questions, let's go back to the very beginning of the Mercury retrograde. So from now until December 15th or 16th, I think it's 16th, December 16th, you will be working on, or the things that you'll have to readjust, revisit, realign, rethink, refeel, all of the re's, right? She said all good, but I'm answering from the kitchen. So, uh, so all of the readjust the re's, right? This is going to be a re, and this is going to be a re, right? Realign, rethink, reassess, readjust, right? Readjust here and here, okay? If you are a Sag ascending, it's just readjusting, rethinking. And again, it may feel a little chaotic. It may feel a little restless from over here, right? So that means you Sag ascendings, your seventh house is being worked on. It's not like you don't know. This is stuff you've, it's not like how do I say this? Because it's not like the focus is the relationships. You already know these relationships. You already know your identity if you've been working with me. You already, like, you don't know your whole identity, but you know a lot of yourself, right? You said you're sending, adjusted the tarot. Y'all been working on yourself. It's time to open that heart again. It's time to get some stuff through. Like, it's already healing. It's already healed mostly. You're just getting the remnants. You're just letting go of the remnants, right? So, but it has to do with relationships, but that's not the focal point. The focal point is your fourth house. The focal point is, okay, now that I am very clear about what these relationships are, whether it's family, friends, coworkers, whatever, and I'm knowing better who I am, I just have to readjust a little. But how do I do it without messing everything up because I got it the way that I want it? This is where you're going to be focused. Okay, what do I believe then? From everything I know and all the healing I've done and all the loss I've had, Sag, all the losses I've had, Virgo, all the losses I've had, Pisces, Gemini, what do I believe? What do I believe? From this point on, what am I believing? Where are my dreams? Are they coming through? I've seen some evidence of those coming through. How am I going to do this? Right? So you're going to think it's the relationships that this is part of the confusion. You're going to think because remember, Jupiter wants you to grow, right? Mercury wants you to say what you need to say. Saturn wants you to put in the work. right? And the way you put in the work is with Virgo's help. Let's identify it. Let's look at a plan. Let's do an outline. Let's see how we can make this better. Let's see how we can make it more efficient. Let's see how we can make it um, grounded and physical. That makes sense? Okay. If it's in your, if Sag is your second house, right? Then it's your second and your eighth, right? And then your fifth and your 10th. That makes sense? So second, eight, this would be Mercury readjusting how I'm going to make my money. What is my worth? What do I find valuable? Again, how do I make my money? The eighth is, how am I going to move into these contracts? What am I going to do with that? Does that make sense to everybody? And then fifth, right? So Pisces would be in the fifth and the 10th, sorry. Pisces, Virgo 10th, right? So Pisces 5th. It would be in the 5th. It's not there right now, but it would be in the 5th if Sag was your second house, right? So your 5th. What do I believe is happiness and joy for me? What is pleasure for me, right? And how do I want the world to see me? Okay, these are just instances that I'm giving you guys. These are just examples to kind of get you, to help you understand what's going to be going on. And again, the reason I find this very important now, because the more we know, right? We can work with it. The more educated, the more we understand, the more aware, the better the outcome is going to be for us. Okay. And we're going to be going into a little bit of tumultuous time. But what I'm seeing is that some of us are like not having that, where a lot of people are having that tumultuous time, right? I'm not saying it's not going to be scary for us. It's going to be a little scary. Okay. But I'm just saying we're going to be able to get through this. If anybody's going to be able to get through it a little bit easier, it's those who know. Let's just say that. It's not just our group, but it's those who know. Okay. The reason it's important is because we're going to be moving the south node and north node. That's your destiny. Okay. Those points are going to be activated at some point in 2025. Okay. And then that's not even the bigger picture. I told you I'm going to move that along with the membership. We've got all these bigger planets moving into newer signs, which is fire and air, which is movement along with the nodes. Okay. So it's going to feel a little chaotic. It's going to feel like we don't have a lot of grounding. If you're just kind of like, you don't know what's going on, it could feel like that for us. Now, if you know what's going on, you're like, oh, I know how to work this energy. Yes, I'm a Capricorn, or I'm a Virgo, or I'm a Taurus, but I've worked with this energy. I know it's about the decisions. It's about the action. I'm not going to be afraid. It's going to be okay. And then you're just going to flow with it, right? Because when that destiny hits, a lot of people a lot of people are going to lose their footing. Let's just say that. That makes sense to everybody. Hi, pineapples. How are you? So I'm trying to get everybody to understand. Now, I will be talking to the people, the membership. We're going to go over this a little bit more intricate. Some more of the aspects to help you understand how to move forward in 2025. Okay. If anybody, oh, and thank you, Athena, because Athena joined the membership today. So thank you, Athena. I know you'll see this later. A lot of times she doesn't get to watch in with us, but she watches later. How do I join the membership? I don't see the link. Thank you for letting me know, Pineapple. After this, I'm going to put the link in there. I don't know if I can do it now. No, I can't do it now. So after this live, I'll put the link in the description box. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description box, okay? And then I got to go back and do it for the other lives too, because I know a lot of people have asked. But I think Kathy or somebody was saying that if it's on your phone, it doesn't have a join button, but it's only on like your laptop, desktop, or whatever. So I apologize for that. I don't know if that's a YouTube thing. I have no idea. Okay. But I'll be talking about this more. This is what I've been working on for you guys in the membership. I told you guys I've been working on something. I'm working on like all these major aspects for 2025 because we've got a lot of change coming, a lot of change coming. Okay. And I don't want y'all to be scared. I don't want anybody to be all, oh my God, you're going to be fine. If you're watching and you guys are like grouping and we're talking and you're understanding and you're talking amongst each other, that's what we need to do. That's telling the universe, we're good, we're in a group, let's go together, right? Because that's the energy. It does have it on the phone. Oh, okay. Some people have the join button, some don't. I don't understand. So, but I'll put a link here later. Um it's like a join button, right? It says join. It's like, let me look at mine. Hold on. If I can look at my phone. Yeah, see, mine doesn't have it. But I don't know if it's because it's me, but mine doesn't have it. Polly said, I joined on my phone. Try going to the community page. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Polly. See, y'all gotta help me because I don't know this stuff. David's busy. Can't always ask him. Blue join button. Okay, thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Polly. I appreciate it. See, all us women, we're in a group. We got each other's back. Thank you. And I love pineapple. I love pineapples in LA. I would love for her to join. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. That's what I'm getting together for you guys. It's exciting. Um, dreams are going to come true for a lot of people. It's exciting. Wait till you see. So, I'm not going to go over all the houses because I'm going to do that in the membership, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea, and I want you guys to remember you're going to feel like these are the important parts, right? It's all important, but you're going to be a little bit confused because remember, Jupiter wants you to like grab that philosophy and bring it in, right? It wants you to expand and understand, but she's not doing very well. She can't express fully. It's not that she's not doing well. She can't express fully in Gemini, but neither can Mercury in Sagittarius. Okay. I check my community tab. It's not on my phone. I'm going on my laptop. Okay. About to go on my laptop. Please continue. Yeah, no problem. I'll move sideways then. Yeah, and still I'll leave the link in the description as well. So if anybody else later on that sees this wants to join, but I kind of wanted to give you guys an idea because of those nodes hitting it later, because it's going to be an important. These are where dreams are coming true. These are where those things that y'all have been seeing are coming true. Okay, I like the crab I am, right? The crab always moving sideways, always doing a little something something. Never straightforward, always sideways. Don't forget that we still have this trine going on, right? Never, ever, ever forget about Pluto. Don't do it. And then Uranus, right? So we've got a lot of introspection going on. We got a lot of inner stuff going on. I know that I'm daily working on that. Like, I don't mean to be focused on that, but it's just coming up. Um, just, and I don't know, like Kathy, I'm not sure if if you want to like say, but like what's been going on that I'm seeing a lot of is, and myself included, is that we're realizing we're way more aligned than we thought we were in this season. Like this is a very different time because I'll give you an example. for me, right? We had tradition. We had a family. Right? My husband was military. Blah 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 blah. We went through all the tradition, right? I just got through telling you we'd have military people come for dinner, for Thanksgiving dinner. Like all that was gone. It was gone. And so over the years, I've gotten used to that being there, that being a beautiful time. And I'm going to get really personal. That being there, that being a beautiful time, and then that getting stripped away. Right. And so through these 10 years, it's not like I didn't have a good time and didn't have a good Thanksgiving. I just had different ones. Right. And so you still have that memory of the loss, right? And so there's a space that I've had that has dealt with that loss, and I've worked through it. I've done all I could. I allowed the 10 years to go through and tried to understand and blah blah. We did all the work. I'm talking about for all of us, but I'm giving you an example of me. Okay. What I've found is like it's where we're used to that soreness, almost like the Chiron wound, where we're used to that soreness, it's not there. It's like we're finally at a place where we can smile and the memories are not aching. They're beautiful. And I don't know if Kathy wants to expand about upon this, because it's not just me. I've seen it happen to a lot of my clients. I've seen it happen to a lot of people recently, right? I'm pleased to finally be moving forward. Yeah, it's like that. It's like realizing that you're not there anymore, realizing that that's not sore anymore. And I think this is like the first year that I've seen it, not just within me, but with everybody. It's like it's beautiful. We can celebrate again, right? I've been through a lot of changes, but those memories that hurt are now precious. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like the memory that used to hurt, it's not hurting, it's precious, it's priceless. I'm so thankful that I experienced those. And I've learned through my ages, through all my studies, through all of it, that life it's cyclical. It goes in phases. And we don't have to hurt because that phase is no longer there. We're in a different phase. And some of us got pulled into a different phase. I'll say a lot of us got pulled into a different phase and had to, and didn't want to think of the memory because it hurt so much. And over the years tried to think of the memory and then hated the memory and then didn't, like, ignored the memory and then delved in the memory. I mean, we did all of it. You delved in the memory, you ignored the memory, you hated the memory, you loved the memory, you blah, blah, like all of it, all of it. And this is the first time, and I'm not just seeing it in me, I'm seeing it in clients, where it doesn't hurt. That's a beautiful memory now. They're priceless and they're precious. And I'm so thankful that I got to experience those. That is my hope for a lot of you. I'm seeing it a lot, so I'm hoping that a lot of you are there, right? It doesn't have to be the loss of a loved one. It could have been all kinds of things. Maybe people got divorced. Maybe people's marriages ended. Maybe people, whatever, whatever. I'm finding that this hurt is no longer a hurt. It's a precious memory that I'm honored to have had and continue to have, because it will always be with me. And I can actually look at it and be in it and enjoy it for what it is, right? Yes, and on to making new memories. Now we can make new memories. That's what we're doing, making new memories, right? Because it's the next phase. And what I'm telling you in 2025 is a lot of you are going to be like, wow, like, I'm so glad I'm living. A lot of y'all are going to be that way. In this group and other groups that are doing this, right? So, but the ones that are ignoring, the ones that are, I don't know if I should use that word, The ones that are ignoring and the ones that are not in reality most days are going to have an issue. And it's going to be a big one. Like, it's not the pandemic. I'm not saying it's a pandemic. What I'm saying is, do you remember the shock of the pandemic? It's going to be like shock, shock, shock. Okay? So, if you want to know more about that, you're welcome to join my membership. We'll be talking about that. So, um, that's all I'm going to talk about tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the new moon. And if anybody has any requests or anything that you're like looking at and don't understand, you know, uh, give me a comment and then, we can always go over it on the live. Okay. So tomorrow we'll be looking at the Saggy new moon because, of course, we're not just going to have the retrograde, we're going to have a new moon there too. Okay. So, and remember when she goes back. So, yeah, December 21st is when you're going to get that sort of kind of thing like, oh, I know what to do. Or you get the epiphany, or you get the genius that comes out. But I don't think it's going to be resolved until the first week of January. Okay. So, doing a grid. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. We can talk about that. I'll definitely talk about that. I think that's it. I think I've spoken enough. The one last thing, I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but Mercury's going to go retrograde as well. I mean, Mercury, sorry. Mars is going retrograde. Remember, we talked about this because he's going to go back into Cancer. Remember, we talked about this. But now's the time. Now the time's come where he's going to go retrograde, and we're going to be seeing that, right? And I'll tell you guys about those aspects as well. Because if you look, he's squaring Uranus, right? Right? Where are my dreams? What are we doing? What are you fighting for? Are you being your authentic self? I see authenticity here as well as here. Right? Are you being your authentic self? Are you staying true to what your comforts and your pleasures and your food and your ideas are about? That's all right here. Okay? That'll also be going on. All right? All right, beautiful ones. I'm going to let you go. I think my daughter calmed my grandson down. He gets so upset when I come on live. He could totally ignore me for like an hour before, but then all of a sudden when I'm on live, he wants to come in. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for staying. Thanks for listening to me. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Cindy. Give plenty of hugs and kisses to that grandbaby. I know I am. Anyway, I love you, love you, love you. I will see you on the next one. Bye.